Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next installment of The Adventures of Captain Underpants by Dave Pilkey. When we last left our story, George and Harold, we found out, had been in big trouble. But the author told us that he couldn't tell us about that story until he told us about one first. So we're going to find out what the first story is. And here we go. Here it is, Chapter 2, Treehouse Comics, Inc. Inc. means it's a business. After a hard day of cracking jokes, pulling pranks, and causing mayhem at school, George and Harold liked to rush to the old treehouse in George's backyard. Inside the treehouse were two big old fluffy chairs, a table, a cupboard crammed with junk food, and a padlocked crate filled with pencils, pens, and stacks of paper. Now, Harold loved to draw, and George loved to make up stories, and together the two boys spent hours and hours writing and drawing their very own comic books. Over the years, they had created hundreds of their own comics starring dozens of their superheroes. First, there was Dogman, then came Timmy the Talking Toilet, and who could forget the amazing Cow Lady? But the all-time greatest superhero they ever made up had to be the amazing Captain Underpants. George came up with the idea. Most superheroes look like they're flying around in their underwear. He said, well, this guy actually is flying around in his underwear. The two boys laughed and laughed. Yeah, said Harold, he could fight with wedgie power. George and Harold spent entire afternoons writing and drawing the comic adventures of Captain Underpants. He was their coolest superhero yet, ever. Luckily for the boys, the secretary of Jerome Horowitz Elementary School was much too busy to keep an eye on the copy machine. So whenever they got a chance, Harold and George would sneak into the office and run off several hundred copies of their latest Captain Underpants adventure. After school, they sold their homemade comics on the playground for 50 cents each. Now we get to read one of their comics. Chapter 3, The Adventures of Captain Underpants, written by George Beard, cartoons by Harold Hutchins. The Really Cool Adventures of Captain Underpants, written by George Beard, drawn by Harold Hutchins. It was a time of darkness and despair for planet Earth. Bad guys had taken over the streets, and all of the superheroes in the world were too old to fight evil. Hey, ha. Oops, there's the old ones. They're too old and tired. Then along came a new, improved, extra-strength superhero. Tra-la-la! Captain Underpants. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's an egg salad sandwich. No way, I'm Captain Underpants. Captain Underpants was faster than a speeding waistband, more powerful than boxer shorts, and able to leap tall buildings without getting a wedgie. Tra-la-la, night and day, Captain Underpants watched over the city, fighting for truth, justice, and all that is pre-shrunk and cottony. Meanwhile, at a nearby elementary school, the arrow says, turn the page. It was Stinky Taco Day at the cafeteria. Yuck. Everybody hated it so much they all threw it away. Soon the cafeteria food came to life. I am the inedible hunk, said the monster. The monster ran around the school, eating everything in sight. Munch. Help! The inedible hunk just ate up 15 folding chairs and the gym teacher. Oh no, not folding chairs. That looks like a job for tra-la-la, Captain Underpants. Captain Underpants shot lots of underwear at the monster, but it didn't do any good. Zip, munch, munch, ooh, just ate it. So Captain Underpants took off running. The inedible hunk chased him. Grrr, help! And chased him, and chased him. Finally, the inedible hunk got too tired and thirsty to chase Captain Underpants. How about a nice drink of water, he said to the inedible hunk. And so the monster took a long drink from a shiny white bowl. Gulp. Guess what that shiny white bowl was? Ew. Hooray for Captain Underpants! And so, oh, I forgot the important part down here. It says, flush. Flushed him away. Hooray! And so the inedible hunk flushed away and was never heard from again. Tra-la-la! The end. Don't miss our next exciting adventure, Captain Underpants and the Attack of the Talking Toilets, coming soon to a playground near you. There you go. Let's get the best, not glare picture. And we will see you next time for our next installment of Tra-la-la, The Adventures of Captain Underpants. Bye now.